thinking about diplomacy, it's absolutely essential to reflect a little bit on the nature of treaties. Treaties, in the short definition, are binding agreements between states. And a question that comes to mind is, well, how can states have binding agreements if they are all sovereign and they, very strongly assert their sovereign rights? As you recall, sovereignty means that no state recognizes any higher legal authority. All right, so think about a treaty. Aren't you acknowledging some higher legal authority? Well, not exactly, not exactly. In the United States, for instance, the founding fathers in the Constitution made treaty making one of the areas that they identified for separation of powers. The president and his team, his Secretary of State, State Department, the diplomats, negotiate treaties. But then they must return to the United States and the Senate must ratify those treaties. So, it isn't sufficient to negotiate a treaty, it must also be ratified by the Senate. It must be important. Well, it turns out that the principle that supports the idea of treaties in a sovereign system of states is called Pacta, Sunt, Servanda. It's a Latin term. It means, almost literally, treaties are to be served. Sometimes treaties are to be carried out. And that is, in essence, the basis in international law for the binding